Living with a wood stove is a bit like having your granny as a boarder. They look quaint, they cook well, but you never quite bridge that generation gap. Of course, there's something very satisfying about a wood stove. In the evenings, when the fire's roaring, the water boiler's hissing with contentment, and the flames glow chases itself across the wall and floors below the stove, they're only matched in their magnificence by the wondrous smells of non-electric cooking. But like a living granny, an old stove has sometimes to be approached with caution. The one at the Prickle farm, for instance, is excellent first thing in the morning, providing there's no fog. When it's foggy, the old dear insists she should emulate the outside conditions and lays down her own evil-smelling mist throughout the house. Very amusing when the mercury's collapsing below zero. She also seems to know when we're running late for work. At first I thought I was using the wrong sort of wood. Every time the rush was on, old Granny's stove decided to conserve energy and burn with the minimum of flame, the minimum of heat, and, as a result, the minimum of breakfast. At least at times like that, the damn thing doesn't smoke. When the stove's operating well, the kitchen's definitely a happier and warmer place. But the most contrary thing about a wood stove is the tucker on which it feeds, wood. To coin a phrase, it doesn't exactly grow on trees these days. Driving between Gundaroo and anywhere else, you see paddocks and paddocks chock-a-block with good burning material. However, most country dwellers these days don't let anything go for nothing, a legacy of those good city folk who trespass without permission and shoot water tanks and the like. While we were still new to Gundaroo, we hadn't negotiated a good wood supply for the Prickle farm or Granny stove. So we entered the noble ranks of that wonderful breed, the tip scavenger. The Queanbeyan tip, let me tell you, is a veritable gold mine of sawmill offcuts, just the right size for a wood stove. A lot of the offcuts were green and took a hell of a lot of lighting, but they were free. There's an art to scavenging for wood. You don't just saunter up to the tip any old time. You have to wait until a fresh truckload arrives because the tip authorities like to bury it all under tons of muck as soon as possible. There's no snobbery at Queanbeyan tip. You find dole bludger and public servant, pensioner and policeman getting in for their chop with as great an air of casualness as anyone can muster under such circumstances. But after wallowing through the animal carcasses, empty bottles and household muck for an hour or two, you can generally manage a couple of weeks' supply of good kitchen wood. It's good to get ahead of your requirements so you can dry the wood out a bit in the weather before using it. Just another handy household hint, folks. And don't worry that someone at the tip might recognise you. Tip scavengers tend to pass each other in the street with lowered gaze, so your secret will always be safe. And a final word about wood stoves. Never let your city friends offer to chop wood for you. I weakened one Sunday and ended up with a grand collection of burnable wood and lost an excellent sawhorse.